Everyone, my name is Chitra Goswami and this video is for the summary of lesson number 224 and the name of the lesson is Building Confidence Revisit. The objectives of this lesson are that students recognize that they have unique talents and capacities, and when they work to discover these talents and develop these capacities and use them to benefit themselves, their families and their communities, their efforts will bear fruit. Their confidence should be rooted in this conviction and not in the way other people may assess or underestimate them. For the first step, you will start the class by introducing the topic with a self-reflection question. You will ask students to reflect on the following question and then write about it in their notebooks. The question is, have you ever doubted yourself? Think of a time when you experienced self-doubt and write about it, and then share with a partner. You are going to share with the students that it may surprise you to know that almost everyone experiences moments of self-doubt, and even those who have been accepted to the top schools or universities or have risen to the highest positions in their field, and research shows that even people who seem to have succeeded tend to underestimate their abilities and overestimate other people's criticism. Second step, you will tell the students that unfortunately we live in a world where people are given labels that do not match their true talents and capacities. You will ask the students that what are some of the labels that people give to the following groups, and you will read the following groups one by one and ask the students to write down their labels that come to the mind beside each group. The groups are elderly people, women, doctors, young people, villagers, politicians and dark-skinned people. Then you will ask the class and discuss together that do you think these labels are accurate and are they fair? Why or why not? You're going to read the passage given in the FRB to the students. And you will ask the students to share with a partner. Can you think of a similar example that you have seen in your family or school? Step is comparing yourself to others, and for this you will ask students to answer the following question in their notebooks, then share with a partner. The first question is, do you ever compare yourself to others who are similar to you in age or life stage? How do you feel about this comparison? The second question is, do you compare yourself to others? How do you feel when you make these comparisons? You're going to show the students the comic and discuss. The link for the comic is given in your FRP. Then you will ask the students that do you think social media presents an accurate picture of other people's lives? Why or why not? You have to make sure that the students understand that when we watch reels and videos on social media, we forget that others are presenting idealized and specific parts of their lives, making them look much more impressive, beautiful and enjoyable than they actually are. This makes the reality of life look very different to what we see on social media and can cause feelings of inadequacy. For the fourth step, you will ask the students that why should I be confident, and you will ask the students if they think that confidence is important to success, and ask them what should they base their confidence on, and are they better than others around them, are they wealthier, received better marks, had more success in life. Help them realize their confidence should not be based on their achievements or successes. Then you will have students read and discuss the statement with a partner. The statement is, every human being has unique talents and capacities. Every person has a right and responsibility to develop these talents and apply them to benefit themselves, their families and the community. You have to remember that this is the true foundation of confidence. You will have a strong conviction that the effort you put into discovering and developing your talents will bear fruit. And based on the statement, you can use a few methods to strengthen your confidence. First, research shows that we can get rid of self-doubt by reminding ourselves of our talents and strengths. You will ask students to write down some of their strengths and talents in their notebooks, and you will read and explain the passage to the students. The passage is, in addition to strengths and talents, you also have capacities. A capacity is something that you potentially have. For example, a candle has the capacity to shine, but it needs to be lighted. A pencil has the capacity to write, but it needs to be sharpened. You will ask students to write down in their notebooks the answers to the following questions. The questions are, the first is, make a list of capacities which you have that have not fully been developed, and you will ask the student to discuss the question with a partner. The question is, how do you think these capacities might be developed in your life? The fifth step is fear of failure. You're going to read the following statement with the students and reflect on the question as a whole class. A facilitator should provide examples from their own life and encourage the students to do the same. You will share that we have already discussed in a lesson how you can develop a proper attitude towards failures and setbacks which are necessary for growth. You're going to reflect on this question. Could you develop the above capacities without failures and mistakes? Why or why not? Now you will lead the students in an obstacle course activity. You can divide the students into groups to complete this activity, or you can do it as a whole class. First, you will set up an area within the classroom which someone who wants to pass through has to walk around or climb over or pass through. Then you will choose one student to cover their eyes with a cloth or scarf. You will bring the student to one side of the obstacle course and have them pass through it, while the rest of the class watches silently. You will make sure that the student is safe. Next, you will ask another student to be blindfolded and you will rearrange the obstacle course a little and repeat the activity. This time, instead of staying silent, the other students guide their classmates using verbal instructions and encouragement. Finally, you can choose another student and blindfold them. And this time, while the student is still blindfolded, you will silently remove the obstacles and make a clear path for the student to pass through. The student should not know the path is clear, and now you will ask them to pass through the obstacle course. You can allow the other students to give some encouragement, but do not allow them to tell their classmate that the obstacle has been removed. After the activity, you will remove the blindfold and reflect on the questions with the class. The first question is, how did you feel when you were trying to find your way through the obstacle course by yourself during the first try? The second question is, how did the second try compare to the first? How did you feel hearing your classmates' voices and instructions? The third question is, how did you feel during your third try? And the fourth question is, for those who are guiding a classmate during their third try through the obstacle course, how did they feel? Fifth question is, how does the exercise relate to confidence and self-doubt? And the sixth question is, what did the exercise teach you about encouragement and mutual support? After the discussion, you are going to acknowledge the students for what they did well during the session, and you will conduct the pledge. Thank you so much.